came up with this song today, or the gist of it. That's the gist of it, and a lot of the chords are ones that I have played a lot, but I just really like the so yep, that's the gist of it. So trying to come up with like a couple goals. One is to start coming up with like a new song every day or something like that. The other is to start singing, and if you're not used to singing, your voice sounds shitty usually, unless you're just naturally gifted at it, and so that can make me not want to sing because it sounds horrible, but you got to keep doing it. And I would say if you get really into a flow state, that's when it clicks. And I think it clicked today, but I'm still self-conscious. So and I don't have any lyrics. Most of the lyrics that I sing, I just make up as I go along, and half of them are unintelligible because I'm just focused on just using my lungs and my vocal cords to sing, and the more you do that, the easier it is to come up with good lyrics. So I'm not really feeling it at the moment, but it seems like every other time I sit down with guitar, I kind of go up to another level, and yeah, so I feel like I have a natural gift for music, and if you don't have a natural gift, um, you just kind of plateau in terms of real skill. You just learn how to play new songs by just strumming the same, just different combinations of chords. But for me, uh, it's about becoming one with the guitar, and so you have to be able to get into a flow state, and I'm an extremely creative person, and I never got that. Like for 10 years when I first started playing guitar, I plateaued really quick. So at the time I didn't have sort of a natural gift, but my brain has changed a lot over the years. I've grown and gotten more in touch with my emotions, and psychedelics, I think, probably, no doubt, helped because I don't remember when I got this guitar. It was like a year or two ago, probably more like 2 years and 1.5. And that was the first time I'd ever played, having tripped before, and that definitely made me more creative. So I feel like once you open certain doorways of creativity and skill, it really grows exponentially, and that's really helped. So that's what I'm thinking about guitar. And one thing that I decided to really focus on today was basically being really conscious of how lightly or strongly I pluck. And if you just become aware of that, you can take a really basic chord and make it sound really beautiful. And another focus that I've had, besides trying to make new songs, singing, and practicing new techniques, and is what was it? Oh yes, just practicing the same riffs and not letting myself be sloppy, and just really getting down, just plucking right at the right moment, and because it's good in the beginning of an artistic endeavor to let yourself create shitty stuff, but once you've figured out something that's good and worth like making into something, it's worthwhile to try to just really make it perfect. So there's two different opposing aspects of art that both have their place. One is just be messy, don't worry about making things perfect. And then there's the Japanese view of art, where they're all about really making it perfect, which is not good for creativity as much. But it's useful to be able to access that. And I feel like I've done both, and I think it's good to switch it up, you know, make something really good. So if you push yourself to make things as complex and technical as possible from the get-go as you're composing music, what happens is when you play, people might think, oh, he's playing something very technical, but that's not impressive because you don't actually enjoy the sound, because it's messy and just little errors and stuff come up, and so just getting really basic riffs down is important. And I'm very inspired by listening to music that's very, very simple and just being blown away at how something so simple can be just so beautiful and just really speak to you. And sometimes that involves repetition. Sometimes playing the same thing over and over again can sort of let you sort of jive with it. It's not always changing, and it's more like puts you sort of in a trance of sorts. And anyway, so like this is a really basic riff song that I came up with that made me really pay attention. It's really simple, but it made me really think about the quality of the plucking. Another factor to add in is that to have a real like heartfelt sounding song that's beautiful, you don't want to have a uniform rhythm throughout. You want to have certain sections pause longer, and then some speed it up. And if somebody's not naturally gifted at music, like one of my brothers, he plays the piano, and like I listen to it, I'm like, that's a very complex song, and he's playing it correctly, and that's impressive, but it's not interesting to listen to because he's just playing it with the same rhythm throughout. So in other words, it's just following this note and then this chord and this chord and this chord and this key you play in succession. And I think that you can definitely cultivate a sense of that, and it becomes intuitive. But I think there has to usually be a sort of natural left brain tendency. Left brain is creativity, I think. And yeah. So my one other thought about music is that I think about how like there are people who play in orchestras, and they might take part in like a really epic symphony, or be able to be one of the musicians in a Hans Zimmer soundtrack, and it's amazing. But I can't relate to the desire to do that in any way whatsoever. In the same way that I cannot relate to the desire to be in the marching band. because that's an extreme example of just trying to play something perfect, because it's not even something that is your own that you're making perfect. You're just doing what you're told. Now, I understand the appeal to some people because they enjoy music and they enjoy being a part of something, and you know, and that feels good. You have a role in something grand and cool. Same thing with choir, but I understand that. But the way I understand that is by realizing that people like that have a very collectivist group identity way of thinking, which is something that I do not have at all. I am very much a strict individualist to a fault. I need to kind of get outside of my individualistic activities and look more at the collective to balance myself out. But at heart, I'll always be an individualist. I don't even play any music other than my own. Ever since back when I played in my 20s and I plateaued, I was just learning the chords for different songs that I liked. And I would like to get back to that, but since I started playing this time around, I've only even tried learning maybe 2 songs that were someone else's. Somewhere in the atmosphere, above the clouds, it's very clear. I don't know how long it was that I fell into this hell. Alright, that's a little sample of me at least trying to sing. Anyway, I'm really glad to be getting back to making YouTube videos because it's been so long, and I feel like I'm a little less self-conscious this time around, and it feels good to actually be doing something with my thoughts and doing something with my music, because I have realized I have to stop even attempting to make Facebook posts because I think way too much about it, and I'm a writer. And I also see way too many connections and things, which is great if you want to write an essay or a book, but I can't be concise, and I keep having to force myself to stop. And the good thing about YouTube is it's a venue for me to express my ideas to anybody who wants to hear them. And thoughts flow more freely if I just speak them. And it's a way for me to share my music, because I really want to make completed songs, including vocals, and eventually make an album. And I think if I plan to record my music and put it online, that gives me a specific goal and reason to work on a song, and it's a good motivator. And the other thing about Facebook is, like, it can be intrusive if you have all these ideas and music and all that stuff that you want to share, and it automatically shows up in your friends' news feeds. It can be obnoxious. So I'd rather have a venue where people that watch or listen like actually want to, because they go there or they subscribe. So anyway, that's all I got to say for now. I feel like maybe I'll make a goal of making one video a day, or I'll just keep making videos and just dump them out there, and just I can make 10 videos a day if I want, and I'm looking at a video of myself talking, but it helps me feel a little less isolated. Because at least I know that, somebody might hear what I have to say or what I have to share. I also want to show off some of my art and do a lot more vlogging. I'm just gonna, take videos of me going about my day. For the record, growing up, my parents took a lot of home videos, but they stopped after a while because of maybe the magic of capturing your young children is lost when you have a dozen of them. It's just not a priority anymore to capture those memories. So I'm going to start doing that. All right. Peace out.